the issues that we're confronting here are so timely and so important, and I'm honored to have an opportunity to use my perspective and my lens to discover this story with your tools that you bring to the table as well.
It's just like, this could very well be a very real situation that any of us could find ourselves in. And what are you going to do in the moment? You're probably going to stick your foot in some stuff if you don't mean to. But then at the same time, you're like, these are my friends and my family. I love you guys. Like, I didn't mean it like that.
And there are so many moments where someone in the show will say something that they mean one way and it's taken a completely different way. And then the audience's relationship with us in some ways will be like that. I mean, we've talked about how there are going to be moments in the play where we think something is going to come across one way and it gets an entirely different reaction, and that mirrors what's going on in the dinner party. I mean, they are another guest at the party.
Right.
In that sense.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that.
It reminds me a lot of, and I don't know how much, I won't say too much about it, but Breaking Bad. I watch.
That's what I was thinking of.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
You have Bryan Cranston's Walter White who comes in, and you're immediately attached to the sympathetic character, this man who is going through a struggle. And then as you watch the action, the behavior and the actions that he does unfold, you're every hit. It's like, oh, but I understand why he did that.
Yeah, you root for him even though you don't agree with him.
And that's what makes it so incredible.
Each of us will keep winning and losing them.
Absolutely. They're like, you happy.
Yeah, you got and then, or why'd you do that?
We get to see each of us kind of at our best and worst at some point.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like ultimate high, ultimate low, and then how does the audience feel, at the end when these characters or these people have reached their ultimate highs and their ultimate lows. Like, I almost gave away a piece of the play. Don't say that.
It's almost like a romantic / political thriller with some laughs too, and that both heavily informs the choices that the characters make and really provides a really nice counterpoint to the bird's eye view elements.
Those elements.
Speaking of bird's eye view.
The way it's written, meant to just come and on it like a ton of bricks and like make you feel so heavy. It's just and so weighted by it and guilty or anything like that, but just to more so kind of open you up, to saying, hey, maybe everything the way I see it in my lens isn't the way it is, and it just kind of avails you to have a conversation and to kind of have like a reckoning with yourself, but it's not anything that's like being put on you. It's like, this is a lesson that you've got to learn from seeing this piece. It's just kind of like, a different kind of perspective that you'll get from going to see this piece is that, wow, maybe this allows me to bring my mind and open it up, and just say, hey, there's a different way of seeing things in life and people and cultures that I just really hadn't thought about that way. And if anything, you don't necessarily have the answer for it all, but you may have more of an open mind and open heart for it now, is all. Just your heart that was already this big is going to leave like this big because you're like, okay, let's take it in. It was great,
And third, sorry, go ahead.
I love that because Disgraced gives the audience a choice. It gives you the choice. If you want to go to the theater and watch a play and be there to be entertained, it's an entertaining piece, provocative but very entertaining, dramatic. Don't necessarily. I mean, if you don't want to explore these topics and talk about them, if it's hard, it is a heavy time. It doesn't force anything down anybody's throat. So it offers you the choice to enjoy a night of theater or enjoy a night of theater and then many nights of reflection.
I'll say, if you like drama, this is it.
This is the peak.
I mean, yeah, there is a lot of serious stuff being talked about, but man, is there drama in here. So yeah, come for the drama.
Well, and it doesn't hit you right away. There's a good sense of kind of roping you in before it really hooks you like that.
And this play is sexy. I think it's like these characters are so smart, and they talk about really things that make up their core being and why they're alive on this earth. So I think that's really sexy when people are like, love what they're doing and love what they're talking about.
And there's food.
Yeah.
And wine,
oh, yeah.
and drink.
It's gonna make you
food.
Yeah, go out and have like a great dinner like beforehand or after. I don't know, or
I don't
just
know about after.
yeah, no, not like but like
Have a drink.
have a drink.
Yeah.
If you sparkling beverage.
Well, and what's crazy is it had all those sort of weighty gravitas words that you use, like pilgrimage and evolution. They're all there, and it's at the same time super snappy. Like,
Yeah,
it's quick, 90 minutes.
Quick,
Like
these-
it's got a really firecracker rhythm.
Yeah, these characters are so smart. Everyone is so smart. It's like who can be the smartest in the room and like.
There's a bit of
and who can-
Sorkin speak going on.
Yeah, and
Actually, it subverts a lot of expectation.
Yeah.
You know, you have this play, Disgraced, by Akhtar, and it opens with, Amir literally with his pants down. You know, it lights up, and it's a man in his underwear.
and you're like, what? Okay.
You know, but that I love that idea of, what about this text, what about this play, and our production of it is going to get people thinking, is going to elicit that change. And it's so interesting that it's just a story. It's a story of 5 people in a certain set of circumstances, and just it's the power in that. It's like an awesome example of the power of storytelling, and how sometimes when you tell the story and the wonderful things that can come out of it.
And the strength of letting 5 people exist in all of their sort of beautiful flaws.
Beautiful flaws.
Yeah.
That could be an alternate title.
Yeah.
You were talking about this morning, and I loved it, but like, this is a really sexy play.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's not a somber, dragging, like, piece.
Yeah.
Like it's got some naughty stuff in it in a good way. You know.
And some lighthearted, moments and kind of like comedic relief where we share some laughs and stuff like that. So you get to see that again. We're human,
Well, it has,
there are relationships there,
It has a lot of the trappings of a sitcom too, in a weird way. Like people entering at certain times, like the timing of entrances and exits, the dinner party element. Like there are a lot of sort of more conventional trappings that are subverted in a really cool way.
Absolutely, and just to kind of piggyback on what you said in terms of like, it'll be interesting to see what happens like at the talkback, because there will be a lot of whatever your preconceived notions were of these characters. Like, what do you think now? And it plays really well on what Ayad has done with this play. It's like, you can't just look at this by the cover and judge it. Like, there's so many more, dimensions to everyone.
As long as you're forced to inquire with yourself in some way.
As long as the questions are being asked.
That's the step that we want taken.
Reflection is essential. Reflection is essential, because I think we see the result of knee-jerk responses to something that sounds incendiary or problematic, right? But when you have that opportunity to reflect and to question and to consider, then it becomes, okay, I could see where I could respond to something like that in that way.
Which is why I think it's a silly thing, but I think it's so important that this play doesn't have an intermission, because it forces everyone to be with themselves only for the entirety of the 90 minutes or whatever.
And the people next to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no way to have your own perception or experience polluted by anyone whose opinions you do or don't trust during a 10-minute cocktail.
Yeah.
All you have is the drive home.
Because we've all done that. We've all walked out of the theater during intermission and like, Act 1 was great. I felt like this and this.
And then someone goes, well, I thought that was terrible. And you go, yeah, it was terrible. Absolutely.
What you said. Yeah. None of that. They are, until they walk out.
And with all that, how could you not reflect? I mean, with all the dirt that's been pulled out of the the ground and laid right in front of you, you just can't. After seeing all that, you can't not go into reflective mode and try and figure things out for yourself.
We're all human, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about making people think, oh, these are actually good people. It's about the act of forcing people to view everyone in front of them as people. That's...
And people are complicated.
Yeah.
and contradict themselves sometimes, right? And they evolve. Yeah. And we often don't give each other that space. We don't give other people the space anyway. I think a lot of times we recognize our own complexities, but when it comes to other people, we tend to project very simplistic assumptions that we wouldn't allow ourselves to have to endure. So it is very interesting when these characters are not created to be, this is the good character, this is the bad character. Those complexities are laid bare. And what I'm interested in is the audience really seeing all of those complexities and seeing that identity is definitely a thing, and whatever identities that you claim or that other people project onto you are what they are, but that they don't necessarily attach neatly to a particular mentality or way of thinking, that we all are capable of so many things.
I hope at the end of this play that audience members are going to walk away having a conversation. I hope. Not I know, but I hope that it's going to open a door to a conversation that they may have been afraid to have with this person that they came with in the past.
I think at the end of this play, a lot of audience members are going to be leaving scratching their heads. Like, what did I just watch? Which will then get them to have conversations and look stuff up and read and study and try and understand all of this stuff that we so desperately need to understand.
Yeah, I think at the end of this play, the audience members are going to leave swirling. Just kind of like, what just happened? But like any good theater, any good piece, it leaves you in a different way. And this isn't necessarily, a grand night.
It's not?
It's not. But it will, I think, compel audience members to write, to just, have conversations and ask questions amongst themselves and their friends and their family, whoever they've come out to see it with, and maybe go buy another ticket and come back and see it. Because they're like,
this is the kind of
I think I need to see that.
Well, yeah,
and you're gonna bring somebody back out with you.
Yeah.
The next time, some exposure.
Take your best, leave the
Right.
guest.
I think it's gonna be a conversation piece or starter.
I'm really excited about working with you, and I just cannot wait to see what you bring to these characters. Awesome. Thank you all.
I hope that an audience member, when they go to bed that night, is thinking about it and has a thought, and then when they wake up has something different in their head maybe. But I hope that it plants itself and stays a little bit.
Like a good rare steak. Takes some time to digest.
Yes.
Steak.